I have a question for you today. Are you still looking for that perfect computer, that perfect iMac or PC? Are you looking for a computer that's going to be reliable, that's going to be dependable, that you can carry around and brag to your friends and your coworkers about? And I know you're researching and you're searching for that perfect computer. But today, I'm going to talk about exactly how and why you should really look or take a second glance at Apple products, because not everything that's sleek and not everything that is shiny is worth the purchase. And today we're going to talk about how Apple has been able to, over the years, just provide this amazing marketing program to get me and you consumers to purchase their items. But they're not telling you the whole story. What if I told you some of their biggest features are actually a trap to get you to purchase your next MacBook? Now, I'm not saying that Apple isn't good and their products aren't second to none, because they are, right? But this isn't something that you're going to hear at a Genius Bar. You're not going to hear this amongst the computer geeks and those who talk about Apple products and those who really champion Apple as a brand and as a technology company. Well, today I'm going to talk to you about the 5 dark secrets that Apple's hidden from you. Yes, they've hidden these things from you. They're not telling you about their Macs. So let's get into it. These are 5 dark secrets now. And this is really near and dear to my heart, because I started purchasing Apple products maybe about 15 years ago. And I was very new and naive to the brand called Apple. And I made some mistakes along the way. And in this video, I'm going to kind of share with you some of the mistakes that I made and how these dark secrets can catch up with you if you do not do your research. Now, I feel like I'm unveiling the rug on Apple, but I actually am to a certain extent. But anyway, let's get into it. Secret number 1. Do you know that your Apple computer, if you purchased an Apple computer today, that thing on the inside is soldered? I mean, it's soldered. The screen is soldered to the hardware. Your hard drive is soldered to the motherboard. There's no room for you to be able to upgrade this Mac. And that's kind of sad, right? Especially in 2025. I feel like we should be able to, be flexible and to upgrade. Now, somebody I know who's a PC person on here is like, see, I told you so. I can upgrade all of my PCs. I can go in there, change out my hard drive, change out my RAM, which is great. And Apple used to be able to do that with Apple products. In fact, I have a couple iMacs here that are Intel Macs. Now, Intel Macs allowed you to be able to go into your Mac and to change out your hard drive or interchange your RAM. You can't do that anymore. So you have to be smart about when you go into the Apple store. You have to really know what you're looking for, because if you're not smart about this, you'll probably purchase something that you'll end up eventually outgrowing. So you got to be careful when you go into that Apple store the next time you go to purchase, because everything is soldered. There's no room for you to be able to upgrade that RAM, so what you get is what you get. And you'll have to buy a whole new machine if you want to upgrade. That sucks, right? All right. Dark secret number 2. Apple doesn't want you to know this. Dark secret number 2, here it is. Apple does not want you fixing their product. So let me take you back about 15 to 20 years ago. Yeah, it's been a minute. I'm gonna take you back, and I had just purchased my second MacBook Pro. I purchased it to help me with some music production. I was getting into music production, and I was finally starting to get wind of, okay, you need to have a good, solid quality Mac. I paid a good price for this. Probably about $1,500 to $2,000 for this MacBook. Well, guess what happened? I had an unfortunate incident where my MacBook was washed out. Completely. Like, water hit it and it got damaged. The motherboard got damaged. I was distraught. I was disgusted. Couldn't afford to go through the Apple plan. And it's not the Apple plan, but I couldn't go through Apple's their program to fix your Mac, because it costs, believe it or not, the same amount for you to purchase a new Mac. It costs for you to repair the one that you have, because they know, and this is a side note, Apple knows that you have purchased that Mac and you're like, it's near and dear to you, because they've sold you it, they marketed it to you. So once you've gotten it, you have a certain sense of loyalty to the Mac that you have. Well, I ain't have no loyalty. I really didn't. I just wanted something. I wanted it fixed, and I wanted it fixed now. What I did was which was creative at the time. You can't do that now. But at the time, I went on eBay and I looked up some service repair shops. I found one in New York. I ended up shipping my MacBook to New York to get it serviced. And the amount of money I paid was probably about $250. Yes, $250 to completely exchange or change out my motherboard. And it worked. They sent it back. I was just like, oh my goodness, this actually worked. I paid like literally a fourth of the price that you would normally pay to fix your Apple computer. Well, what am I saying about this? And by the way, even before I get into what I'm trying to say about this, I was great until I got it back. I got the MacBook back and they had actually broken one of my RAM slots, which, you know, was kind of, I wasn't too happy about that, but the motherboard was fixed. So we could deal. I could get over the RAM slot being broken, you know. But what am I saying? Fast forward to today, 2025. You can't go inside and fix your Mac or your iMac. I'm telling you, it's a repair trap. So you want to be careful that make sure whatever you purchase, that it's something that you are confident that it's going to work for you and work with you. So let's go into number three. Number three, we're going to talk about is accessories now. So this is something that Apple has just made over. They've made so much money, hand over foot. Accessories are like a money pit if you're a consumer. If you own an Apple computer, I will tell you, I have purchased cable after cable. I'm talking about Firewire 400 to Firewire 800 adapter, USB-A to USB-C, lightning cables. The list goes on and on. And these are all hidden costs that you do not know if you purchase a MacBook or an iMac, maybe even iPhone. All of these purchases will eat at your pocket. I'm going to tell you. And most recently, probably within the past 5 to 7 years, Apple is actually, they don't even give you an adapter for your iPhone. Like it's absolutely crazy. And this is a dirty little secret that you need to know. Apple's accessories are truly overpriced. They're priced to the hill. So just be careful about that the next time you look and you want to purchase an Apple product. Number four, I want to tell you about number four. Now, number four kind of gets on my nerves a little bit because I have used computers and my computers work very good. The one thing, though, is I have reached my upgrade ceiling. Now, what I mean by that is I can no longer upgrade these old Macs. Y'all see them in the back? These old Macs, these are like 1 and 2, 3 iMacs that are too old for me to be able to upgrade. Well, do you know, eventually your computer becomes old after about 2 or 3 years, and Mac or Apple will slowly phase out the programs in which they allow you to upgrade these aging models. They don't allow you to upgrade the security, and never mind the security. How about the operating system? I mean, how many operating system upgrades do we get a year from Apple? So that's what they're telling you. Hey, your computer may not be getting slow, but you're not going to get an upgrade, not from Apple. So I'm kind of stuck in a time stamp with these old Macs back here. They still work phenomenal, guys. I'm not going to even play with you, but you got to know what you're doing when you're purchasing iMacs. And of course, you know, Apple is consistently coming out with brand new products just so they can push the old products out the way, because technology is like they're riding that wave of like, let's get the latest Apple computer out to our consumers so we can get a rush for the consumers to purchase and to buy. So you got to be careful about these iMacs that are built to literally expire early. Now, the fifth and final thing I'm going to talk to you today about is monthly subscriptions. Now, Apple is, and I believe they've always been about the business of retaining and keeping customers. Well, this ain't helping them keep customers, but it looks like they have to do it. This is a necessary evil of today in technology. Not just technology, but we all know we are literally heading into, and we're already in, by the way, not just heading into it, we're there. We're right there. And this is subscription monthly bills. And Apple is slowly turning their Macs into monthly bills. And maybe not the actual hardware, but some of these softwares or the software programs that you have, let's call them out. How about iCloud? I can't even say it. iCloud Plus is one of the subscriptions that Apple is really pushing on its consumers. Apple One is another one. If you deal in music production, you have Logic Pro and Final Cut. These are all like subscription-based programs that you eventually, now not all of them, but eventually we will have to pay for these subscriptions on a monthly basis. Now, it's no wonder that they're heading there, because you have the Netflixes of the world, the Hulu, the Paramount Plus, you name it. But listen, reoccurring revenue streams are the thing of the future, and we're all going to have to eventually get on the bus. I have some software programs that I use currently to this day that are not subscription basis. And here's a word to the wise. Get your older Mac with those softwares that you can have on your MacBook, and you can still use without having to upgrade. I mean, it's a killer secret. Like, that's just something for free to let you know that that's literally what I'm doing. I'm literally still using software that I pay for it just one time, but I know that if I upgrade, guess what I'm going to have to do? I'm going to have to upgrade into a subscription-based software. So I hope that this has helped you. I'm super excited about the future of Apple, but I had to kind of give you the truth about what you're going to be looking at and what you're going to be looking towards when you learn, because it's all about learning. Me 10 to 12 years ago, maybe even 15 years ago, I knew nothing of this. I didn't know that, you're not going to be able to eventually upgrade your Mac. If you purchase a Mac in 3 years, if you've outgrown it, you're going to have to just probably purchase another one. So, that's just really, really where we are in terms of technology for Apple. But you're going to be all right, and happy searching, happy buying, happy browsing if you're still out there looking. And feel free once again to reach out to me. Leave in the comments, to all my subscribers, those guys, everybody who continues to follow me week to week. Obviously, this is a pre-recording, and I'll be right back. But I appreciate your support, and we'll see you soon.